keep in mind when you're thinking about hair and just overall health in general. So if you look at these labs, and these are some of the labs that your doctor will give you if you ask for a full panel, but it's going to be quite a few that are missing. So we'll start here at the top. And this top is your thyroid panel. So if you ever go to the doctor and they only draw a TSH, that is not a full thyroid
Hold
panel.
on one
There's
second. Can you see it,
absolutely
Kier? I think I had to zoom in. I'm trying to zoom in.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry, and then I took it off. Can you
It's
see
there.
Kiera?
I can see it, but it's like I gotta zoom in, try to make it bigger.
I can see.
Oh, you
You
probably on
can
your
see, is
computer.
it clear?
No, I'm on my phone. I just zoomed in, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
clear. I can see it.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more so you can see. All right, so if you see the TSH there, and if any provider ever tell you that they did a full thyroid panel and they only drew a TSH, run, because there's nothing that this one lab will tell you. So if you look at my TSH, and a few terms that I'll use throughout the night is going to be normal and optimal. So normal is what LabCorp says is normal. So all of these ranges on the right side is what LabCorp considers normal. What we as functional medicine providers like to see is optimal. And what optimal means where does your body feel good, right? Like where does your body function the best, okay? So if you look at my TSH, which is again a thyroid hormone, it's a part of the thyroid panel. My number is 2.180. That is not an optimal number. Optimal for the TSH should be about 1.5. So here is showing me something's going on with my thyroid, right? My T3, it's just the second lab here. This should be about a 3.5 or a 4. So with these two numbers alone, I'm going to experience fatigue.
Hold on. Every time somebody call me, messing my phone up. Now I gotta get back in. Hold on a second. We're going over functional level.
And it's a 10.9. So for women, this number should at least be about a 13, 14. So mine is low. So if you pay attention to it being low on LabCorp, then you know it's low. It's not optimal, nor is it normal. So it's extremely low. So when I look at this, I think about a few things. I think of a woman that may have an extremely heavy cycle, or she has a poor diet, or she has anemia. So I keep looking because, again, all of these things can play a factor in hair loss, which, again, guys, remember, I did start to experience some thinning around my edges. Some was related to postpartum hair loss and some was not. We found with my labs that a lot of it was contributed to my deficiencies. So we keep scrolling here. Again, these are infection markers. If any of these are off, kind of shows that I am have some sort of maybe infection going on when I get my labs done. So again, a CMP is another portion of a lab panel that most doctors do. Your traditional doctors will do it. So my carbon dioxide is low here, and this is directly related to my hemoglobin being low, which again is a component of is something that is causing my hair to thin. My hemoglobin is low. It's all affecting me in a sense. I have iron deficiency anemia. Mine is pretty severe. So these are not pertaining to hair, but they're here. So I want to kind of explain them. So when you look at your own labs, you kind of have an idea. This is my AST and my ALT, and these are liver functions. So mine are low. These are supposed to be about 20. And what this tells me is that the long story short, I'm malnourished, meaning I don't get enough of the good stuff in my diet. And I'll be honest with y'all, I eat once a day. I'm always busy. I have 2 kids, and I'm always busy taking care of y'all. So I need to do better taking care of myself because my labs show me, hey, you're not really doing a good job taking care of yourself. So this is our lipid panel. Of a lot of you guys may already know what cholesterol is, but one I want to highlight is the HDL, and this is the good fat, right? So a lot of people want their cholesterol to be low, right? In a low range. The HDL is your good fat, and we need to make sure that that's always above 60. Anything above below 60, you start trending towards cardiac issues and heart issues. So that's just a little tidbit. Doesn't really affect your hair, but just wanted to throw that in there. So again, guys, my iron deficiency anemia is pretty bad here. So I am surprised, Renita, that we have had more hair retention than we have, because with these iron levels, I would expect to see patients' hair like coming out in chunks, honestly. So my iron is a 19. These numbers here, they're really not that important to explain because these two are where they are. So the iron is a 19. This number is supposed to be at least 80. And I'm at a 19. Again, it's low according to LabCorp, so it's not optimal. And my iron saturation is supposed to be at 40%, and it's at 5%. Sorry. So this is an alert. The lab will literally call and say, "Hey, your patient has a lab alert, and they need to go in immediately." So this is somewhat of a mini urgency. And again, hair shedding, hair thinning, fatigue. Being tired all the time, the brittle nails, the easy bruising. These are things to look for when you see the iron being this low. Also, this is just a random, when you look for your iron and you don't have a lab, if you kind of look at your eyes, if you pull your eye down, like in the bottom piece, like if you pull this down, if it's like super white and there's no pinkness to it, that's a clear indication of like iron deficiency anemia. So when you have those things going on and you kind of trying to figure out like, what is going on? My hair is falling out, it's thinning, I got these bald spots popping up. The number one thing I want you guys to think about is your iron. What is going on inside? A lot of the patients run to the dermatologist to say, "Hey, my hair is falling out. What can you do for me?" And we have to remember our bodies work together as a whole. So it starts within. So dermatology, they're going to look at what? Your scalp. And then they're going to say, "Oh, well, let's, try something topical. Maybe we should try injections, XYZ. But I like to remind my patients that if we don't fix the inside, then the topical will work temporarily. And then it's just going to, as soon as you stop the topical, it's going to fall out again because you didn't fix the inside. So me, with this iron being this low, if I don't fix it, I'm going to lose hair everywhere. Eyebrows, hair, lashes, everything's going to start falling out because this is a severe case of iron deficiency anemia. Also, my vitamin B12. So this vitamin B12 is not a huge, it's not a huge factor in hair, but it's important because it plays a role in our energy. And if you don't have energy, you pretty much don't have room for anything. So this number should be between 800 and 1,000, and this number should be 17. These are both components of vitamin B12. So I have a severe case of iron deficiency anemia. I have a vitamin B12 deficiency also. So we will skip those. So my testosterone, again, not anything that is too... As we continue to go, this will make sense. So testosterone, remember I mentioned about the hormone imbalance, right? When I first read off a few topics or reasons why your hair could be falling out. Testosterone is another one. It is a hormone, and we have several different hormones in our body. And as you can see, my DHEA, which is another hormone. These are hormone factors that directly contribute to hair loss and hair growth as well. Mine are low, right? And this is diet related as well. So nobody's testosterone is just supposed to be isolated low like this, right? So there is something causing my testosterone to be low, and it's my iron deficiency and my diet that's driving my testosterone down. again, this is directly related to hair loss. So until I figure out what I need to add to my diet, what I need to take away from my diet that's driving it down, how I can implement these changes and take my supplements every day to get these up, I really don't expect to see much hair growth. I have been, luckily, but I should not expect to see it with these numbers. So just those are things to keep in mind. For those that may look at their labs at home, hemoglobin A1C, this is just a lab to check to see if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic. Mine is 5.2, which is great. We want to see nothing more than 5.2. Anything greater than 5.2 is when you start to see cellular damage leading towards diabetes and all that good stuff. So that's just a tidbit. We spoke about the DHEA is a hormone, right? So here are more thyroid levels, right? Remember I told you that if you go to the doctor and they just do TSH and it's no good, this is another thyroid lab that needs to be done. Reverse T3. And there's also going to be a thyroid TPO a little further down. All of my thyroid levels are off. Every last one of my thyroid levels are off. But we can't say that I have a thyroid disease because my iron is also a hormone, which is driving my thyroid crazy right now. So until I fix my iron, I can't touch my thyroid. So that's just something to also make mention of. So I have a few things against my hair growth right now. I have my thyroid issues. I have my iron deficiency anemia. I have my B12 deficiency, and I have my hormonal imbalances all going on right now in my body. So vitamin D. Let's just add the sauce to it all. So the vitamin D deficiency is also going to be a huge key player in hair loss and lack of hair growth. So this number is supposed to be anywhere between 60 is the lowest that I would like to see it. 80 is just right, and 100 is perfect, right? So obviously mine is 31.8, so that's low. So along with the others that I told you about, the iron deficiency, the vitamin B12, my hormonal imbalance, I also just added the vitamin D deficiency. Again, that mimics depression, hair loss, hair thinning, brittle nails, all the good stuff you can think of. This is also important because as we age, we need a little bit more love and support for our bone. So living with your vitamin D this low, not only does it affect your hair, but it can cause some bone density issues as well. So there's that. Again, so homocysteine. So again, does someone have a question? No. Okay. So homocysteine is another lab. It doesn't have anything to do with hair, so I won't speak too much about it. Insulin. So this shows that I have mild insulin resistance. And this makes sense for me because of this. So insulin resistance means you have enough insulin in your body, but so it's not the same thing as diabetes. It's telling me that my body, my pancreas is making enough insulin. It just doesn't know what to do with it. So this number should be less than 6. Mine is an 8.1. I had a patient today, her insulin was 23. So the higher the number, the worse it's telling you that your diet is. So this is a key indication of poor diet. So this means that diet and exercise is an issue for me right now, and exercise for sure, because I cannot exercise, and I can't exercise because of this. And we'll talk about this in a minute. But with your insulin being elevated, again, anything more than 6, it shows that you have an excessive amount of grains, carbs, sugars in your diet, and very little activity. So the higher this number, the more that your doctor will tell you to do a low carb sort of situation. So ferritin. Ferritin is another component of iron. So we already saw how bad my iron was. This is probably the most important of them all. Again, it's directly related to the iron. This should be at least 80. Patients should not exercise until this number gets to at least 60. And a lot of people don't know this because a lot of people don't check ferritin. A lot of doctors don't check ferritin. So this number here, it will literally send a patient into cardiac arrhythmias. So with my ferritin being this low, I did start to have like heart palpitations, spells where I felt like I was fainting spells, not actually passing out, but feeling very faint because of this ferritin being this low. Again, clear indication as to why my hair is not growing the way that I want it to, and why I have like thin spots right here. This is a clear picture of like what's going on with my body. It makes a lot of sense. It just kind of confirms my suspicion. And I think that everyone should know where they stand. Because if you don't, you don't know how to fix it. So these numbers being this, and this is my magnesium. Again, nothing to do with my hair loss or anything, but having magnesium at an optimal range, which mine is not optimal. I would like to see this at least at around a 6, better end of a 7. Magnesium is also a good supplement for mood. So normally if a patient would like to try something other than a medication for like depression or something, we supplement their magnesium. So that is pretty much it when it comes to my labs. But I want to go back and highlight the big shebang is going to be your iron and your thyroid when it comes to your labs. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. But one thing I want to remind everyone is there is a difference between optimal labs and just your labs that LabCorp your doctor order from LabCorp, and we just look at them differently, and that's why you saw some of the labs were showing normal on LabCorp's thing, and again, optimal and normal is just not the same. So when we look at the hormones, I know I talked to you guys about the thyroid hormones, and that was the T3, the T4, the TSH. So if you ever pay attention to patients that have hyper or hypothyroidism, one of their biggest issues is going to be hair loss, and it's often the way that it's diagnosed. So we're women. We like our vanity. Our vanity is, we like to be taken care of. We like to look good. We like to feel good. So the first thing that you're going to do when you start gaining weight and when you start losing hair, now you're in spaz mode. You're in panic mode. What is going on? And I'm a witness. I started having these 2 spots, and what did I do? Went in full panic mode and called Renita and was like, girl, my hair is coming out. I don't know what is going on. And again, providers are the worst patients. Went into Renita and, we did the scalp analysis and she looked closely and she's like, oh, the follicles aren't dead. But, you have some postpartum shedding, but, what else is going on? She was like, what about your stress? And cortisol is a lab that we draw to check for stress levels. So cortisol level being high, that's when you see your stress hair loss. And that is called telogen effluvium. And that's a stress hair loss. And it's just, it does not care who, how, what, when, age, none of that. Your amount of stress can lead to high levels of cortisol, which is going to lead to hair loss. So find ways to manage your stress. Exercise if you can. Walk, get some sunlight, do those things because it all affects you. The hair loss can come from so many things that we don't think about. Another one that is not often talked about is your gut health. What is going on with your gut? Renita, you have a question. I'm sorry, I see your hand up.
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to see if anybody else had a question before, so they don't forget. Because I see we have CJ just came in and Kiara's still here. Anybody have a question before she go on?
Okay. And Mark, is it Markinta? Markinta, if you have any questions, I see her at the graduation dinner, but if you have any questions, you can just type it in. And Renita mentioned that this is recorded. So if you have questions after listening to the recording, just feel free to shoot me an inbox and I'd be happy to answer any questions for you.
Yeah, or you can go under the circle, under her circle and ask the questions and she can get back with you.
Yeah, and it may be better to ask the question in a general setting because there may be many people with the same question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't mind answering either way. So I wanted to continue about the gut health. So a lot of patients don't really realize how much our gut affects us, right? So it's linked to our overall health, again, including our hair. So that's the reason why we do functional labs to figure out like exactly what is going on. So there's a test that we use. It's called the gut microbiome, and that just kind of assesses our gut in the absorption to see if we have any bacteria, inflammation, and oftentimes you'll be super surprised at your results. And something that you have in your diet that you would never think would be causing, this inflammation and poor absorption that's impacting our hair. So that's just a really good test to do. I usually only do that when it's got to be, everything else has to be ruled out because there are so many other ways to figure out hair loss. But this is like oh my God, everything else is normal. What is going on? And it normally always points back to the gut if it's not the iron or the thyroid. So inflammation markers, I don't know. Well, we didn't talk about them on my labs because they were normal. But a few of the inflammation markers on your lab. So if you get your labs done and they have these on there, your doctor's a rock star. A lot of them don't draw these. But chronic inflammation can adversely affect the hair follicles and lead to hair loss. So I have found that a lot of patients are going to the dermatologist. So that's the first stop. You think skin, hair, dermatology. And when you go in, they are normally going to advise you to have either a shampoo or they're going to say, oh, we need to do steroids to your scalp. Now, that is absolutely a great treatment, but we have to figure out the why. So it's absolutely correct. There probably is inflammation to the scalp. And Renita, you might can speak to this better. Our products that we use, our hairstyles. Renita, what did we determine? Oh, it was I had some foundation braids and I had that wig cap. And I went in one day and Renita said, you got a little spot that's bald in here and it's inflamed. And so we kind of went down to see what did we do differently. And it was that cap that was causing moisture. So now it's just like she had to look and see. Let's see, did we affect your follicles, or is it slick? Are the follicles going to grow back? So it was red, it was itchy, and that's that inflammation. So my inflammation markers were normal in my labs. So that leads me to say, okay, it's a product or it's something else on the outside that I did. But I could only rule that out by looking at my labs, right? I couldn't have easily said that it was something that I did topically unless I saw my lab. So I just say that to say, when you guys go to the dermatology and they say, oh, well, let's start you on this, and this, not saying they're not going to work, but it's only going to work temporarily until you fix the inside. So a few of those markers, it's your like your C-reactant protein, and you'll see it on your labs. It's like a CRP. So elevated levels, those indicate that it's a systemic infection. A systemic inflammation. So I like to get those labs because it tells me a lot about everything. So if a patient that has a high CRP, you expect to see some inflamed scalp and inflammation within the body as a whole. Alkaline phosphatates, though, that is another inflammation marker. One that I did not write down, but ferritin. So y'all remember my ferritin was super low. It was a 10. That's the one that I cannot work out with. That is also an inflammation marker if it's above a certain amount. So these are labs, and then you look at them and you glance by them because 9 times out of 10 you don't know what they mean, and they don't show red or highlighted or bold on LabCorp. But those numbers really do tell you a story. So it's really important to get a provider that know and understand those labs on through a functional lens. So by reducing inflammation in your body as a whole, which is diet, stress management, and the supplements. So if you don't have it in your diet, you need to supplement, right? So as we saw, I need to supplement with iron. I need to supplement with B12, I need to supplement with vitamin D. And by the way, guys, my iron was low to the point to where I have to do iron infusions every week for 2 months straight. So don't be me and let your labs get as bad as they have. And again, being neglectful of myself to make sure I take care of y'all. But, those are things that are important to pay attention to. So what is the purpose of functional labs, right? As a whole. Of course, we need to make sure, like, if our hair is falling out, which one of our labs is hindering us from our long, beautiful locks, right? All of us want healthy hair. This is what this is, the Healthy Hair Society, right? We want healthy hair. For Black women, our crowns are everything, right? So by getting functional labs, it helps you get a personalized treatment plan because everybody is not created equally. Everybody doesn't need a steroid to their scalp or a cream or a shampoo. By getting your labs done on a functional level, it gives us the opportunity to tailor it to your specific needs. And again, all vitamin and supplements are not created equal. A lot of them are fillers. One of the vitamin Ds, I'll tag them below. It's a few that I really like, and I'm taking myself. But it gives us the opportunity to personalize a treatment plan specifically for you. So no one wants to be on supplements for the rest of their life, right? So we have to fix what are we doing wrong. So for me, I don't eat enough and I don't eat enough of the right things. So once I get my iron, my vitamin D, and all of my labs where they need to be, then the goal is to implement the deficiencies in my diet. But I would not have known any of those things had I not gotten my labs done, looked at them through a functional lens, figure out why they're looking good now, Renita, but figure out why these spots, they were so thin, y'all. Renita have pictures. And as I started to, fix my deficiencies, my hair is growing back. I was getting a lot of bruising on my skin, all of the signs you can think of. Now I have the answers to my fatigue, my hair loss, my hair growing. You remember, Renita, I used to always tell you, my hair gets to a certain length and it just stopped growing. Well, look at my labs. Like, how is it going to grow any more than it's already growing? Let's see. Kira said a healthy lifestyle and eating habits correct anything. Yeah, absolutely. It automatically, it corrects it, and we are creatures of habit. So sometimes we need those habits broken. But you don't know, then you can't fix it. So that's why I like to stress people to get at least one panel of functional labs done a year. And I love when my patients come and tell me, oh, I got labs done 6 months ago and they said everything was normal. And I'm like, well, let's look at them. And it's not to take credit from any doctor because that's not what I'm doing. We all went the same path. We had to go the same route, learn the same thing. It's just that I took the extra step to go a little deeper to figure out, this is the answer. And I could, of course, just start you on the medicine. But why don't we figure out the why so that you don't have to take medicine forever? Because no one wants to take medicine. So that is the reason why I do what I do, because I like to fix things versus Band-Aid them. And unfortunately, mainstream medicine, that's what we were taught to do, is Band-Aid. I'm going to give you medicine for your diabetes and you're going to take it forever and you're going to live. Versus, let's change your eating habit. That's going to correct your hair loss. It's going to correct you may live a little longer, your skin's going to be prettier and, everything as a whole. So that is functional labs in a nutshell. I know I probably talked y'all's ear off, but hopefully it shines some light on some things that could be going on in your body that is hindering your hair. And the number one thing that I did not speak about is water. Water intake is the key to everything. Don't drink enough water, then you can't absorb your iron well, then you can't absorb your vitamin C that's helping your iron absorption. It's just water. Drink y'all water. I love these water challenges because I am guilty of hating water, hating it to the point to where when I was pregnant, my midwife was like, I am going to admit you to the hospital if you don't drink this water. again, that's a whole nother story that can lead to so many other things. And your hair is just gonna take its little time growing if you don't have enough water. So coconut water, I love me some coconut water.
Kiera would love her some coconut water.
Yeah.
That's why I do the water
Yeah.
challenges too, though, because it's just, you gotta, in order for anything to work, you gotta have the water. Like, how do you expect anything? You gotta have water.
Yeah.
Most of
Our
the time,
bodies are made up of
of water.
majority water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you dehydrate, your scalp is dehydrated, your skin, your lips is chapped, your neck, like all that. That's enough. Everything that you said is all about listening to your body, even if it's not. So the thing about hair loss, the good thing about hair loss is that that's what the one thing your body don't need to live. So usually that's the first thing that is affected when something else is off. And so if you listen to your hair or your skin or anything like that, then it leads to other things. So with Jasmine and I, we're partners in business, and with this because we're both passionate. So a lot of my clients, they're coming to me for hair loss, and in my pipeline is always going to be functional labs. Like, I didn't know a whole lot about this before, but now I'm learning so much about it, and that's always in my pipeline with the digital hair care community and also with my in-person clients. That's the first thing I say. When the last time you had labs? You feeling tired? You losing hair, and they like, but I'm doing everything. I'm using the best shampoo. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It's got to be deeper. Then I went to the dermatologist. She put me on steroids. She did this. And that's a pet peeve of mine, because my thing is, I do not like when dermatologists, their first step is to give you some type of medication or some type of steroid when they don't know what's going on in the body. Because if you do the functional labs, you may be able to fix that before you even get steroids. Because what is the biggest issue? Like, you just gonna get steroids forever and ever and ever?
Yeah.
You want to get to the bottom of why your hair is, where you losing hair, why it's thinning, why is it super brittle, why you having scalp conditions and things like that. You want to get to the bottom of it, and you don't want. And then we got to take control of our, like, as you learn, especially in the community. That's why I had to add her into this, because it plays a major part. As you learn and you're part of the community, you'll start to see, and you'll be able to advocate for yourself. You won't let hairstylists do whatever. You won't let these doctors do whatever, these dermatologists do whatever, because you're actually learning and you're able to start listening to your body, listening to your hair, listening to your skin. That's why it's so major to have Jasmine as a part of the community. Also, like, if you, like she said, if you had labs done, she have a service where she can read your current labs. She also can order the functional labs for you, and then she set up a consultation. It's inside. You can go into her circle. You can schedule a consultation. She can do the functional labs. Send you to get it wherever you're located, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, you correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, LabCorp.
And then she'll meet back up with you and go over that lab work with you, so you kind of know what to do, where to go. How, you will start feel better, have a better success story with your hair. I was one of the people that got my labs done. My vitamin D was super low. My iron was super low. I've been on the supplements, I think, like 8 months now, and now I've been due like a couple of months ago for my labs to be done again, to see where I was standing and make sure that I was doing everything correct over these past 8 months.
Yeah. Another thing that I forgot to mention, and I have this issue with a lot of my patients that are vegetarian, the protein. Protein is super important for hair growth or hair healthiness, not just the growth. I don't want to just focus on the growth, because everyone doesn't want long hair. But for it to be healthy, protein is super, super, super important. And our people that don't necessarily like meat, then you have protein deficiency, and then that leads to anemia as well. So again, the brittle hair and all that good stuff. You can do protein treatments, and you can have Renita do those all day. But until you get that protein on the inside, your hair is going to continue to be brittle as well. But if you hit it from both sides, the inside protein and those outside protein treatments, I think that would be beautiful. But it's just important, and those are things that we have to remember, and we have to treat our bodies from the inside out. So, yep. Protein, water, and your nutritional status is super important.
Anybody have
Renita,
questions?
don't you have like a I think you did a challenge once where it was just like didn't you do like a meal plan for hair growth?
Yeah, we had a healthy challenge for with meals with different, every day it told us something different. Sometimes it'll say add this protein, sometimes it say add this vitamins,
Yeah,
things like that. And that's why I do those challenges because I try to help us create healthy habits because usually they say it takes 21 days to create a habit, and it challenges, and along y'all don't even know, but it challenged me too because it make me hold myself accountable and do the challenges alongside y'all. So that's why I have those challenges, just because sometimes people are like, what this got to do with hair? Well, hair growth start within. Just like with the water, when people say, no matter what I use, my hair is so dry, the very first thing I ask is how much water you drinking. Because at the end of the day, I can give you all the treatments, or your stylist can give you all the treatments. But if you're dehydrated, you cannot hydrate yourself with just, your hair is going to continuously be dry because you're dehydrated from the inside out. That's another thing that your hair is trying to tell you, your scalp or your lips or anything is trying to tell your skin, I am dehydrated. And that's why it's feeling like that. So when you start hydrating your body, a lot of the members was like, ever since we did the water challenge, now my hair is feeling better because it's all about what we put in our body. But we don't think about that. That's why this community is important, because it try to help you think about things you don't think about. Everybody just think about, what's the best products I can use? What's the best hairstyles I can go to? What's the best, it's so many more things that plays a major part in our hair health. And I'm happy you said that, because everybody don't want hair grow, or I mean, they don't want long hair, but healthy, strong hair starts within what you eating, and then products will help the hair, the shaft, stay stronger. But it grows out strong from the stuff that you put in your body.
Yep, absolutely. And Renita, I would actually like to. I mean, I know you've been kind of keeping my hair as fine, as beautiful as it can be with considering these labs. But I think the next time I come in, that we should do some really in-depth pictures, considering how bad my labs are, and just kind of track the way that it starts to, maybe it'll shine a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe, I just want to see what my body does to my hair and for my hair as I correct my nutritional deficiencies. Like, y'all, these were my labs that I shared today, because I just want to be very transparent with everybody to let y'all know that these have to be fixed. They just have to be.
I see my credit. She have a question.
Let's see.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's been acting up, and it's probably because of the way the service I was. I had my nephew graduated today, so I was like, oh, I want to jump on. So I have a question. Thank you. I have an appointment with you on the 13th of June, I think it is. 11, 12, yeah, because I think your Wednesdays are blocked off. So that Thursday, I'm going to fly into Houston. I'm actually in Florida, so I'm going to fly in. I've actually had some labs done, and I'm going to give my story. It's only a couple of us on here anyway. Not that I care, because don't nobody really know me, so. Low, my vitamin D levels were kind of low. So since then, I've been working on getting them back up. As far as with having the workup, like she
So are you still experiencing hair loss?
Well, no, but you know what? My hair is actually filling back in because, baby, listen, when I say that spot was bald, the only plus with me is because before, I always had someone who put a protectant on top of it. I didn't
The hair loss at? I thought it was the edges. Where is it?
It's in. No, it's in the mid. It's like in the middle, like the crown area. But it's only in like that one spot. Like if you part my hair, with that. How is she able to do that? How are you able to do that if I'm in another state? I did miss some of that, so I'm sorry if you have to repeat it.
No,
if you already said it, like
yeah.
So how would she be able to?
We would do a consultation, and I would order the labs, and you would go to any LabCorp in your area. They're everywhere, so you could go to any LabCorp and just let them know, like, hey, my doctor ordered me some labs. This is my name, and That's just that. And then they'll send me the results, and we'll go over your results together, just like this. And we'll figure out where do you have some deficiencies, and we can kind of even look back at your old labs to compare to say, hey, you know, you said you were taking your vitamin, but your numbers are still low. You know, it kind of gives us that, and it could be, and you could be. I had a patient that she was taking a vitamin that her doctor suggested every single day. She was adamant taking the vitamin every day, and her labs went down. And so what?
Hold on, wait, hold on. Did you hear what she said? I think you missed that part.
Uh-oh.
Is it Marquita? Oh, Marquita. I had a good friend named Marquita. But did you hear what she said? Can you repeat that? And then my hair was not able to breathe. But the real issue was my labs. That's where the spot is coming from. Yeah, my iron, and you did miss that part, but you can go back and watch. We kind of went step by step over my labs. My iron is depleted, so I'm surprised I have any here, honestly.
And see, the reason why with the labs, what made me have my doctor actually do the labs is I remember it was a long time ago when I first started following Miss Brenda. I saw her say something about labs, and it was certain things that she mentioned, so I added some extra stuff onto what normal labs would be done, you know, different things to look for. And that was a long time ago. And I remember I wrote it down. So I told my daughter, I was like, hey, let's try this and add some extra stuff to, you know, to just make sure I'm not having this going on or that going on or whatever. So that's why I originally even did the lab. Just, you know, I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
and baby, that iron was a little low, honey. It was
so if it was a little low according to LabCorp, then it's probably really low optimally. And the difference between optimal and normal labs is where does your body feel good. So your labs can actually be normal according to LabCorp, and you still feel like crap. So I tell all of my patients, we don't go based on numbers that look good. What does your body say?
Yeah, and another thing is what I found is my clients and my members that was getting labs done, they'll say my vitamin D is low and my iron low, but they don't know the number, even though you say the number is not important. But I want to know if you put me on something for 6 months or a year, however long, I want to come back and know that number went up. You know, so it's like if they don't ever tell you the number, they just say you low. Okay, what's low? Give me something to look forward to. And that's the difference between my doctor that I had for over 7 years and me now working closely with Jasmine, even on my personal, even with my family, my kids and my husband and everything. I didn't switch everybody over because don't just tell me I'm low. Tell me my number. So when I come back in 6 months, I want to know if what I did works or if I got to adjust some stuff or I got to just admit like, girl, you know what? I fell off. I did not take it every day. You know, like I want to know the number. I don't want to know that I'm just low because most of us is low in vitamin D, but what's low? Because you said, I think my vitamin D was 19. No, my vitamin D was 26, I think.
I don't know. I don't remember what
I think it was 26. My iron was severely low, and it was both leaning me towards thyroidism. But she said, I can't say I have that yet until I fix the other one. So I'm on the road too. So my LabCorp has been waiting on me to just get up there and do my update. And I'm gonna share the story.
Low. When I first did it, it was at like 5. It was low. Normally I would run around 15 for my iron, but it was at like 5.
15? Girl, no ma'am. What was my iron?
Yours was 19, and you had
mine was 19, and my iron saturation was 5, and I don't.
And she got to get weekly infusions. Hers is so low that she got to go every week for 2 months for iron infusions.
Yep. So
I actually brought it up. It was super low. It was low, but I actually was drinking a herbal tea. It's like herbs that I was drinking. It actually did better than any iron pill that I did. And within like probably the last 4 months, it's at 15. It was at 15 the last time she checked it again. But from what you're saying, that even sounds like that's still low.
yeah, 15 is too low. But again, it is so it's too low, period. But it depends on if it was your iron or your iron saturation. So your iron saturation should be about 40%, and your iron itself should be around 80. But still, 15 for either one is low.
See, that's the difference.
That's what I was into doing the consultation. I think I saw your information on her page. So when we're done, I'll look into it and try to get that done. Because overall, you know, my whole thing is I still want to be healthy. Like I said, my doctor's she's good for what I say. Like, I feel fine. It's not like how I felt before. Now, I did used to feel real drowsy, but since it's come up, I actually feel better. I'm not sleeping as much. I'm not tired as much. I mean, I do work 2 jobs, so I'm going to definitely be tired. But, yeah, other than that, I can definitely tell the difference coming.
What I was going to say is, dang, I think I lost my train of thought. Oh, Jasmine is
sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. She's also one of the admins in the membership. So she have a circle, actual circle. But if you ever want to talk to her privately, you could just message her if it's something private. But if it's general, maybe a question somebody else may have, it's gonna be a circle. You see where our challenges are, like our water challenge. I'm sorry, like the trim day, the vitamin, not challenge, circles, the different circles that we have.
Yeah, I'm still learning this. I actually just joined. I've been looking for the longest, and I was going to schedule an appointment, but before I got the appointment, I'm like, let me book the flight and know I have the flight, and then book the appointment, because I kept watching it, like, let me make sure don't nobody get these days, so I would watch it. So I actually just joined the group on yesterday.
Oh, okay, so you got in right in time.
Yes, and then I saw it. I said, oh, let me hurry up and join. And then when I got in, I said, what the hell is this? This looks like college work. Like, what?
Yeah, so
to figure out how to work it. So I still have to learn how to use it.
Just make sure you got the app downloaded, Kajabi Communities, and then the Kajabi regular. But just Kajabi Communities for now, because that's where you're gonna find, like, every first of the month we have a 21-day challenge. Every first of the month, 21-day challenge. We just wrapped up one. It was a high water challenge to make sure that we're drinking water. Sometimes it's a food challenge. Make sure we're eating vitamin challenge. Just 21 days of the challenge, and we posted in there. But when you download the app, you'll see like our challenges. You'll see us just talking and asking questions, and people just uploading their progress and things like that. But for her, she have a circle, the nurse practitioner Jasmine circle, so you can always ask her something under the circle. That means everybody can see it. But if it's something private, you can go directly to her and send her a private message. And her link is always going to be, I think she just shared the link in here in the chat. Her link is there to schedule that virtual consultation. I think that always, that her services have changed a lot of my clients and my members' lives. Like, they didn't even come for what they was coming for. They didn't even know half of the stuff that they was going through in their body. They was only just trying to get some hair growth.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense to me to spend the money to fly and all that kind of stuff, and then don't go the whole kit and caboodle, because to me it makes no sense to do all that and don't at least have the blood work, so we have something to go off of.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you're getting the hair right from the inside, then because my thing, I'm a trichologist, so I focus on the hair and the scalp health, but also the lymph retention, because sometimes you could be doing all of the right stuff, be healthy from the inside, but you're not doing the right stuff on the outside, which retaining the lymph that you're growing out. So it all plays a major part. I try to make it real simple. I'm like, y'all, it's not that hard. We just got to create healthy habits and just make it part of our lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that you're here and you made it. You came right in time.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. And I have been watching for a while. And I was like, I don't know, I'm a little funny. And I'm like, I've been watching. She's been doing some good things with these people's hair, but I've always been funny about my hair, because people just, listen, they'll take your money and play. Don't play in my hair. I want to, it's one thing to leave with short hair and the person was genuine about it, and they're really going to help you get that growth that you've always had. Like, to me, you're the old school hairdresser. There's not a lot of them anymore.
Yeah, people just focusing on hairstyling, and that's why my biggest thing is I'm almost about to stop doing hairstyling, because I care about helping people reach hair goals, real hair goals, but also reaching them on their own. I don't want them to depend on me or no other hairstylist, but it's things that you got to go to the hairstylist for, the professional for. But I want you to know your hair so well. I don't want you to have to sit in somebody's chair and say, tell me when I need a trim. Tell me when I need this. Why my hair is this? Why my hair? I want you to know your own hair. Know when it's dry. Know when it's shedding more than the normal shed. And know when it needs to have a treatment. Know when it's trying for a trim. Know when something's going on inside the body because you lose too much hair or you haven't, scalp disorders and, different things like that. I want people to know their hair, their self. Because if we had a lot more people knowing their hair, we're going to be struggling as much as we did over the years. We got to unlearn
something. Right. And see, for me, the issue is I've always kind of knew my hair, but with me wearing it more natural, when I was like wearing wraps, I would always go to the same. I would just always either wear updos or wrap. That was kind of what I was always. That's just the type of person I am. And it was easier for me then. But once you go natural, just like you said, it's very deceiving when you curl your hair, you put the product, as long as I know my ends don't look too shabby, it seems like everything is okay. And I very seldomly, I'm not going to lie, in the last 2 years, I probably only blow dry my hair one time. And that was only because I got braids. Other than that, I always wear my hair in the curly state. I had no reason to blow dry. And like and then the lady that was doing my hair after I had damage, that was like, let me find me somebody else because, girl, you clipped my hair and said my ends look good. But I was looking at like, well, she must need glasses because what is she looking at? Because these ends don't look good.
I always say that when we was relaxed, we paid a lot more attention to our hair. Yeah, we wasn't like the best at it, but we seen our hair because it was stretched. And so when something was going wrong, we was able to catch it fast because it was stretched out. But now that our hair is in a natural state, we either just wearing wash and goes, twist outs, or just putting our hair up and wearing a wig or something like that. So we're not really seeing it stretched out. But when we was relaxed, we was able to catch stuff sooner.
You're absolutely. Well, I'm definitely excited. I'm super excited about this new journey.
I'm excited for you. And as we wrap this up, I want to say thank y'all for coming. Anybody that's watching this afterwards, Jasmine's information is under her circle. You can always ask her some questions. It's always best to get the labs done, and she can do them no matter where you're located. And she also have a service where she can read your current labs. And I'm going to let her finish. You can go ahead, Jasmine.
Yeah, so like Renita said, if anyone has any general questions or, I'm happy to answer any general questions that anyone may have. Anything in depth, like Renita said, I like to look at labs. I like to answer things with data. So good to have your labs. And again, I do offer a service where I can review your current labs that you already have. But it is good to get functional labs done at least once a year. If you can, every 6 months, once a year, if that's the bare minimum, but once a year should be the bare minimum. But I hope everyone enjoyed. If you have any questions, if you want to go back through this recording and kind of go step by step and look at my labs and compare them to yours, I think that would be great. But again, I do offer that service, but I hope everyone had a great night. Drink your water, stress less, and live good.
You're welcome. I mean, when I say you're welcome, thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Jasmine.
You're welcome, and thank you. And I'll talk to you ladies later.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, y'all. That was inside of our digital hair care community once a month. Oh, you said you have vitamin deficiency? Once a month, we have live coaching sessions where we go over different things. Like last month was how to communicate with your current stylist and how to communicate with your future stylist. That was our meeting last month. This month was the importance of functional labs and how it plays a major part in your hair growth, your hair loss, your scalp disorders, and things like that, how you feel, your overall health. So if you're a part of the digital hair care community and you missed this meetup, it's always saved inside the community. If you join from this day forward, it'll always be there, so you'll always be able to go over it. Some of the stuff I press mute on because if you're not a member, you can't know that stuff. But yeah, so thank y'all for tuning in because I wanted y'all to be, just see what we got going on in the community. Like I said, we have every 21 days. Hey, every 21 days we have every first of the month we have a 21-day challenge to help you create healthy habits. So it'll be like, the water challenge we just finished up this month. a food challenge, a vitamin challenge. Every day it'll tell you something. It'll say, like, it'll say 80 ounces of water today, and when you're done, type, show your bottle or type I did it, and whatever. Then you win it. Somebody, the most active member, win a prize every month. We have the vitamin challenge where it say take vitamins today and show your biotin, or to say eat this for vitamin C, add this to your diet, different things. Thank you. It'll be different things like that. So, and then we have the tutorials where you can learn how to do certain things at home, how to do steam treatments and things like that at home, and how to do the porosity test, all kind of stuff. It's just support. We have daily support. You can always ask me questions in the community. You can always ask our nurse practitioner, the other trichologists questions inside of the community. We're there to help you throughout your journey. If you're a socialite, that means I build out a personalized plan for you. Plus, you also have the access to all of the other stuff. The community, the live coaching sessions every month, the 21-day challenges, all of that stuff. So yeah, I really, really love the community. It's something I'm super passionate about. I've been having it for about 6 years now. I felt like once everybody went natural, we wasn't paying, I ain't gonna say we was paying close attention to our hair, but we was not really going to the salon anymore. And we wasn't really stretching our hair to see where we stand. So when we was relaxed, we was able to see it more. We could see when our hair getting shorter, like right away. But now that everybody natural, they're scared of heat. They only want to stretch it. They just want to put it in a wig, or they just want to do wash and goes. They don't want to And so many people is finally stretching their hair out, and their hair is completely split up the hair shaft, super see-through and super crunchy. So I want to help you all through that journey, through your journey, whatever your journey is. It don't have to be long hair. It could be long hair. It could be short, healthy hair. It could be medium length, healthy hair. Either way, we want our hair to be growing healthy from the inside out, and then we want to make sure that we're retaining the length that we're growing out, and we're keeping it crunch free. Hey. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. If you're watching this later, to join my membership, the community, you can go to the link right here in YouTube in my bio. You can go to RanitaBHuff.com. On any of my platforms, the link is there. The link tree is there. You go to the socialite where you want me to build out a plan for you, and you have the access, or you can go to A-List where you want me to help you learn how to build your own and have that community of like-minded people. We have over 8,000 members all over the world. I'm gonna say 80% of the members is not in Houston. They are not my client. You don't have to be my client. You don't have to be my future client at all. This is solely to help you start to build that healthy relationship with your hair, so you can start knowing what your hair need, what it don't need, and you don't have to hold the stylist 100% responsible for your hair care, because it's still a level of responsibility that you hold, because we can't force you or make you schedule 8-week appointment for trim. We can't make you schedule your hydration treatments. We can't do it all. It takes us both. You and I, we work together. I'm good. We work together. So I'm gonna get off here. If you have any questions, you can always comment under this live, and you can share it with friends if you feel like it can help them add to their hair life, their hair journey. But this is my passion, y'all. I'm always here to help. Thank y'all for hanging with me. See ya.